Hello again, everybody. Second Attack is here with the Atakline for Thursday, March 29, 2012. Alright, let's kick off with some movie news. Good movie news. Last night on Conan O'Brien's show on TBS, Will Ferrell, dressed as his Anchorman alter ego, Ron Burgandy, announced after 8 years of waiting, Anchorman 2 is finally going to be released. Or at least announced. There's been rumors about Anchorman 2 ever since the first one, Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy. A classic movie. Very funny movie. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend it. Very funny. I'm in a glass case of emotion. You know you can quote that shit. Cannonball! Scotch. I love Scotch. Anyway, cannot wait to see Anchorman 2. Now, all we know is Paramount Pictures is making it, since Paramount Pictures owns all the DreamWorks films that may end up being sequels. Because Anchorman was on DreamWorks, it was owned by Universal, now it's owned by Paramount. Well, it was, but Paramount owns them. Owns the rights to Anchorman. But the biggest thing that kind of had Anchorman 2 up and down the last couple years was the box office status of two stars that at the time of Anchorman 1 were relative unknowns. And now they're two of the most biggable box office draws. Of course, I'm referring to Paul Rudd and Steve Carell. There's been lots of budget cuts, but we're hearing everyone's back, as I know of. That Paul Rudd's back, Steve Carell's back, Judd Apatow's back to produce, Adam McKay's back to direct. But the biggest question now is, will Christina Applegate reprise her role from the film? Of course, she's starring in the latest NBC show, Up All Night. So we'll see if Christina appears, but as of right now, Anchorman 2 is a go. Can't wait to see it. Now, on to Time Magazine. Time released their recent list, the new list of the 100 most influential people in the world. There's a lot of flack about who's on the list, including, of all people, Rush Limbaugh. Must have made it before that prostitute speech. Also on the list, all the candidates for president: Mitt Romney, Rick Santorum, Newt Gingrich, Ron Paul, and Barack Obama. The only one that deserves to be on that list, in my opinion, is Ron Paul. He's white. Also, Rupert Murdoch, doo-doo head. Stephen Colbert, surprising ain't Jon Stewart, but cool for Colbert. Ellen DeGeneres, and Tim Tebow. There's also a couple music people represented, including Adele, simple, LFAO, but the biggest brain turner is the fact that Lana Del Rey, known for the SNL bombity bumbity bum bum bum, is on the list. And in my mind, she doesn't deserve it, because she sucks. Secondly, she's a music person. You know, I just don't like her style. You know, she sucks. And I hope she's a one-hit wonder. I think everyone agrees with me that Lana Del Rey does not belong on that list of most influential people. But some comedy stars involved, including Bridesmaid stars Kristen Wiig and Melissa McCarthy, on the list. Aziz Ansari is on the list as well. The readers are voting on who they think. So hopefully those people make the ballot. So that's just saying that we're reviewing who's going to be on the ballot of the 100 people that people vote on. So there you go. That's what's on Time's mind this day about the most influential people ballot being revealed. On to some music news of the day. Starting with Kid Rock, one of my favorites. I am from Michigan. Of course, everyone here from Michigan's proud of the Kid. I am from Washington, Michigan. Kind of a couple miles away from Romeo, Michigan. And I did go to Romeo High School where Kid Rock graduated. But his son, Bobby Jr., aka Bandit, has got a fledgling musical career of his own. Bandit, as his stage name is, by Kid Rock's son who's in college, released some of his music on his website, and it was on a local Detroit station, Channel 955, this morning on the popular Mojo in the Morning show. Now I heard this stuff, and I think Bobby Jr., aka Bandit's got a future. I actually think he's as good as his dad. You know, maybe a few more years, maybe give himself a major contract. Maybe we'll see another Ken Rock come out of his son Bandit. You know, Bandit's got potential. I heard some of his songs, including Bon Jovi sampling Wanted Dead or Alive. There's some great songs on his mixtape that's on his website. So he's got potential. I like that Ken Rock's son's following in his dad's footsteps, and he's actually pretty good. He almost sounds like him, too. So there you go. He sings, too, like his dad on some songs. Now on to some other country news, music news. Country music news, that is. This Sunday is, of course, the Academy of Country Music Awards. I've been addressing that. One of the big nominees is Kenny Chesney. He was nominated for his most recent album, Hemingway's Whiskey, including Song, Single, and Musical Event of the Year for his duet with Grace Potter, You and Tequila. Even though he's still relishing that success, he's releasing a new album. Now, until today, we've known the release date, June 19th. Now we have the album title and album cover. He's released album titles in the past, like When the Sun Goes Down, The Road and the Radio, Poets and Pirates, Just Who I Am, No Shoes, No Shirt, No Problem. And now he's got this album title following Hemingway's Whiskey. Welcome to the Fishbowl is the name of his new album. He's got like a kind of a beachy type torn album cover, kind of multicolored there. It's a decent cover. Now, I didn't like the album title at first, but it makes sense because the Fishbowl, it's open. And of course, Kenny's out for display, releases his album. He puts his life on display. So it kind of makes sense that the album's called Welcome to the Fishbowl. No word on the first single of the album, but it will be coming out just in time for his new tour with Tim McGraw. The album released June 19th. Now on with TNA Impact Wrestling preview, and I hope to goodness that it doesn't suck as bad as last week. If you missed my review, glad you missed it, because it was, in my mind, one of the worst impacts ever. Hopefully they improve this week and have some wrestling tonight, god damn it! Now, on with the top 5 questions that must be answered tonight on this Impact that should be better than last week's shitfest. Starting with question number 5. What will go down in a knockout match against Velvet Sky and Madison Rayne? Madison Rayne, of course, recovering from a loss against Gail Kim. And Madison Rayne screwed Velvet out of a title shot. In that battle royal they had, Velvet was the last one standing, but Madison hadn't officially entered the match. So after Velvet thought she won, Madison eliminated her. So it's revenge time for Velvet. Hopefully she proves a lot to get another shot at the Knockouts title, currently held by Gail Kim. Alright, question number 4. What will go down in an intriguing match with Crimson and Matt Morgan, former tag team champion partners? As we all saw last week at the pay-per-view called Victory Road, Crimson turned his back on Matt Morgan, costing him the tag team titles and breaking him the tag team. We saw a little backstage segment with them two last week, getting into a backstage fight. Now tonight, they're going to try to settle in the ring. But I some screwy like a disqualification or a count out, maybe to set up a match at Lockdown. That's what I predicted, but we'll see what happens if this match actually takes place, or it actually hints towards a possible rematch or whatever at Lockdown in Tennessee. Question number 3. What will go down in a match tonight with Jeff Hardy against Mr. Anderson? Well, Mr. Anderson returned 2 weeks ago, won a tag team match with AJ Styles against Kazarian and Christopher Daniels. Now that feud's done, Anderson wants to go back to the top and go back to being TNA World Champion. To get there, he's going to start from the bottom against Jeff Hardy, a man who has had many opportunities. Now, these two look pretty cool. A couple months ago, they were like really cool tag partners and stuff. But now that Anderson's back, he's trying to burn his bridges, should I say, with Mr. Hardy. So, see what happens in this match tonight with these two. Should be an okay matchup. Question number 2. Will anything else be added for Lockdown? and any locked up feuds be settled, or at least build up tonight. Well, hopefully, last week we saw Bobby Roode not in the building, James Storm in the fight, Kaz and Daniels, and probably one of the worst TNA Impact main events ever in a while. Kind of a mini squash. We'll see if Bobby Roode makes it again tonight, or is this lawyer Robert Kelly appears again to get his ass kicked again by Mr. Storm. And see if any other matches get made. I'd say some exhibition matches, but we'll see what happens if anything gets added for Locked In tonight. Question number 1. What will go down tonight with Sting, Hulk Hogan, and Dixie Carter? Last week, Sting announced he wanted to step down as the general manager of TNA Impact Wrestling to Dixie Carter, saying he wants to focus more on wrestling than being part-time wrestler, part-time businessman. And he said, one person comes to mind to take my place. Hulk Hogan. We ended last week with Hulk Hogan in the ring, having to give a decision. He didn't make it last week. Will he make it this week? Find out that and more on TNA Impact Wrestling tonight at 9, 8 Central on Spike TV. That is it for today's Atakline. I'll see you all later for my TNA Impact Wrestling review. With that in mind, you have all been attacked by the news from Zach. Thank you all very much for watching. See you all later. Have a great rest of your day. Yeah.